Hello fun people, I'm Isaac Carlson. I'm focused on discussing fun topics for fun people, and today I want to explore Raya and Namaari's relationship and whether I think they are in love. You see, the idea behind Raya and Namaari having some kind of relationship didn't really come into my mind watching the film for the first time because I really just saw them as enemies. I kind of figured that they would come together in the end and become friends and everything would be okay, but I didn't really see the romance really blossoming throughout the story. It was really only once I heard Kelly Marie Tran, the voice actress of Raya, describe her desire for the two warrior women to be together that I really started to consider whether I thought they should be together. You see, Kelly Marie Tran not only shipped the characters, but explained that when she was recording Raya's lines, she felt like there was some romantic feelings going on there between the two women. To me though, I didn't really see many signs that Raya and Namaari were falling in love, and even if they did have feelings for each other at the end of the film, I don't think they should be together right away. I've got no problem with Raya and Namaari possibly being queer. If an artist wants to tell the story of people who are lesbian, bi, straight, gay, or trans, I think they should pursue sharing their story. I also think it's absolutely fine to identify with elements of a character regardless of whether the studio or the artist confirm that part of the character to be a part of their vision. I'm not saying that Raya and Namaari shouldn't be together right now because they are two women. I'll talk about later my vision for how their relationship could develop into something incredible. But the reason I don't think that they should form a serious relationship as soon as the film closes is based on their history together as people. When the two girls met, it seemed like Raya being from Heart and Namaari being from Fang wasn't going to stop them from being friends. They quickly were able to connect over being dragon nerds, they bonded over having single parents, and the way that Namaari showed Raya her dragon scroll and gave her the Sisu fan necklace made it seem like they had so much in common and got along so well. But quickly it's also shown that these two women would struggle to be able to trust one another. And why was that? Because Namaari's acts of kindness were all done to manipulate Raya into bringing her to the dragon gem.
In a different world, maybe we could have been friends, but I have to do what's right for Faye.
And her decision to betray Raya was the catalyst that led to the dragon gem being shattered, the Droon being unleashed, and Raya's father being turned to stone in front of Raya's eyes. From that moment on, Raya internalized Namaari to be the backstabbing Venturi who broke the world because she was. I empathize with Namaari's intentions when she used Raya to get to the dragon gem. I get that her people were struggling and she thought that the dragon gem would bring them prosperity, but nonetheless her actions were what began the slow death of mankind, and I don't see how Raya could possibly move past that feeling quickly.
I got kicked in the back by someone who gave me a gift.
How could Raya be in a relationship with someone who hurt the world to such a large degree and who didn't even believe in their friendship when they were at their best? And it would only get worse from there. 6 years later, when Raya is in pursuit of Sisu, her decision to steal the dragon scroll from Fang then led to her being hunted down by Namaari and a unit of soldiers coming after her. Now, I can understand Namaari's side a bit more on this one. I would be concerned as well if I thought the dragon gem was a weapon and one person was consolidating that power, but I'd like to point out that Namaari gave an order to her army to set fire to a village that she believed had children within it, just so she could get to Raya. Again, I'm not really sure how Raya is supposed to cope with the reality that Namaari was willing to murder her and others, even if their witty exchanges were really building up some kind of romantic tension between them. But I have to admit, I did feel like there was a glimmer of a bond being established between them when Raya gave back the dragon necklace to Namaari. Seeing how Raya held on to Namaari's necklace and how it seemed like Namaari responded to the gesture, leading to her doing what was right and breaking away from her mother, felt real. To me, it seemed like there was still an underlying friendship, or at least a mutual understanding that still existed from when they were kids. It was clear throughout the film that Namaari really did love Sisu and the dragons, and she mourned their sacrifice on her journey. That aspect of her life that she shared with Raya was true, but that bit of truth seems completely meaningless when she aims a weapon at the last dragon during what was supposed to be a peaceful meeting. How are we supposed to believe that she actually cared about Raya and the gift that Raya brought her when Namaari subsequently turned against Raya and Sisu? Again, I get that Namaari was just trying to please her mother and be the best princess she could be for Fang, but how many times was she going to watch her decisions with good intentions go bad before she took some type of responsibility responsibility for her part in bringing more chaos to the world. And how can we expect Raya to have a romantic relationship with Namaari when she's repeatedly gone against her word at critical times in the world? And you know what really frustrates me too? The idea that she gives to Raya that they are both equally responsible for Sisu's death, even though Namaari had a weapon aimed at Sisu and was actively pulling the trigger, which was what prompted Raya to intervene. I honestly don't understand how we are even supposed to believe Namaari's intentions when she pretty much only lied and manipulated Raya throughout their lives. It feels like even if Raya wouldn't have intervened, Sisu was going to have been killed. And it feels like Namaari just pushed blame for Sisu's death onto Raya as a way to save her own life.
You're as much to blame for Sisu's death as I am.
And even after Raya sacrifices herself to prove they all need to trust one another to fight back against the Droon, Namaari still considers leaving them all behind. She eventually stays and rebuilds the Dragon Gem, but it's just hard for me to trust Namaari's intentions. Did she do as Raya instructed because she wanted to be a better person, or did she actually just think the only way to save Fang and herself was to follow Raya's lead? That line of questioning, I do admit, feels really cynical, but from the first moments that Raya and Namaari met, all of Namaari's positive interactions have been overshadowed by selfish lies and deceit. Even if you want to say that Raya has learned to trust people throughout her journey, there's a difference between having faith in mankind in general and opening up your heart to someone who has historically hurt you. I've seen an idea that says that if you push someone out of your life because of their actions, that means you're allowing evil to control you. But I don't agree with that at all. I believe it's beneficial to not cast a judgment on groups of people. Anytime there's overgeneralizations about types of individuals, I think it just brings more harm than good. But I don't think blind trust in people that have consistently damaged your life need to be kept in your life. Life's too short to be dragged down by a few people. I think there are real reasons Raya shouldn't get close to Namaari right away. But if that's what she wants, if all of the banter really was flirting and she has feelings developing for Namaari and Namaari legitimately feels the same way, then I think they both just need to heal for a while before they move forward in any substantial way. Each of the princesses have blamed the other for the demise of their remaining parent. They both felt the other was harming their journey to bring prosperity to their people. They both have literally beaten one another to the ground, and the trust between them is deeply broken, which is the foundation for any relationship. For me, once you constantly have to question whether someone in your life is being transparent with you, once you don't know if what they're saying to you actually is the truth, that's when the relationship is broken. That's been my experience with both of my long-term relationships that I've had. So if Raya and Namaari have a bond that they want to grow, they have to resolve that first, just as the rest of Kumandra needs to move past those same issues. And it won't be easy. I like to say though, I can definitely see the seeds that were planted throughout Raya and the Last Dragon that could lead up to something. I think there is a possibility that Raya and Namaari could one day have a satisfying romantic relationship where they would be married and would rule Kumandra together. And I think there is a fascinating story that we could see take place that I would personally integrate into a Disney Plus series. If the characters could just be given enough time to form a true, honest friendship, I could absolutely see their connection develop into something that we feel deeply invested in. Seeing two princesses not only resolve the rift between them, but the rifts that existed across their kingdom could be incredible. That's a relationship I would absolutely want to see in the future. I'm just saying right now, there are a lot of barriers that I think exist between them, which means that the work necessary to unify them long into the future is far from over. But what do you think? Do you believe Raya and Namaari are in love, or would you like to see them fall in love in the future like me? Let me know in a respectful way down in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe for more magical discussions, and thank you to everyone who helps make my videos possible. If you'd like to help keep my Disney discussions free for everyone forever, consider joining my community on Patreon. And finally, I hope you have a magical day.